So we came in and forced them to have them removed from this place, and they did so with no problems.
And we camp, and we get waken up in the morning wherever we are and kicked out by the police. And basically we're being told we have nowhere to sleep.
The illegal campers were handed $50 tickets for breaking the city bylaw, money which they say they don't have anyway. They also claim police confiscated some of their belongings. The police say they had some garbage trucked away. Rail America says it needs another $1.9 million a year.
You gotta be free after one, eh? The boys' game.
I love you, brother. I love you. I love you. We love you.
He doesn't have a badge number. He's not a police officer, so he can't be touching people like that. Hey, you with the glasses. Put on your number, please. You have to display a number. Your job, you realize.
Your job doing the work, eh?
Please put the piece back in the officer. We love it. All your goddamn badge numbers.
Hey,
I got his picture. In the back. I got his violence on film. How can you sleep at night? Out of control. Totally out of control. Totally inappropriate. We now live in a police state. That's what you are. A terrorist police state. That's what we live in.
Side to the sidewalk.
This is a disgrace. This is a total disgrace.
The hunting season is over!
So you want to get the sidewalk so you don't get hurt? Thank you.
How can you support this? How can you sleep, man?
You were looking for something. You were waiting for something.
got your fight, officers.
You were waiting, you wanted it, now you've got it. Now we're all freaked out and everyone's mad.
And you got people in jail.
Everybody?
Good.
Good? It's good to see you, brother. Some of these guys look pretty upset.
We have everything on film.
Look at those guys!
We are supporting peace, and you bring agony.
Well, keep it real, Tree. You guys stay safe. You guys are pretty nice, but there's a couple of
And they send you in.
This is what we're talking
Very
about.
nice picture!
Unity. But yet you separate. How can you cope with that?
See, they're speechless.
I know.
You're all speechless.
I know that you're a good guy.
Gotta stay on the sidewalk, though. Thanks, buddy.
On the wrong side. It's fighting the wrong fight. All right, let's go. What is that song?
Let's get the cars in.
We support peace. You support violence, agroness.
Nothing except we're wrong and they're
They have
right.
nothing to say.
We're wrong and they're right.
People know you're wrong. One of these days your heart is going to talk louder than your actions. You're going to realize what you're doing, what you're supporting.
They're
we have one on board as well, but
This is great.
Maybe you worked off a donate, Jonathan.
After arrests were made following a scuffle outside Victoria City Hall. The bus came after one person was taken into custody after allegations of criminal harassment. The man is part of a group of homeless camped out in Centennial Square. The other arrests stemmed from a confrontation between police and other members of this same group. CH's Murray Langdon tells us more about these allegations and the response today by police.
It started out as a peaceful protest, but ended up in an ugly confrontation. The result, 3 people in police custody and allegations of excessive police force. The people arrested were part of a group of protesting homeless, lobbying for help from City Hall to find a space. The group was told to vacate Centennial Square, where it had set up camp, when an argument started between a man in the group and a 64-year-old woman. The woman then lodged a complaint to a pair of Victoria police officers.
She had complained about some overtly sexual remarks that were being made to her by an individual. She'd pointed out that individual to officers who had approached him.
Police say the man was arrested, and word of the bust spread quickly. Some of those in Centennial Square ran up to the spot where the man was taken into custody.
We went up to the corner to see what was happening and asking why this man was being arrested for. And the police officers wouldn't tell us. They're saying that it's none of our business.
It's not your business. It is my business. Nope. It is my business. Nope, it's not. Yes,
everything is everybody's business.
Shouts rained down on the police, demands to identify themselves and to bring forward their superiors. The tension and anxiety is evident. Although the police don't directly answer, they try to keep the situation calm and inform people gathered at the corner to keep their distance. Somehow, pushing and shoving starts, and the police are quick to respond. One man is subdued, and shortly after, so too is another. Sergeant Doug Bond, seen here, has a man down on the hood of a car when the man takes a swing at him. The man is instantly subdued. Two police officers contain the man, and he is pepper sprayed.
Given the nature of the crowd, the officers commented to me that they were pushed, they were shoved, jostled. They felt clearly that their ability to continue to make the arrest effectively was being imperiled.
Others disagree.
That the police are being very brutal. They're not being reasonable at all.
The idea of homelessness concerns me deeply, and the idea that the police's response to that was, in my view, excessively violent.
Police say one man faces charges of criminal harassment, two others face charges of obstructing justice and assaulting a police officer.
Well, it has been a long day for the campers outside City Hall. The city's deadline saw the campers pack up with no place to go. But the events of the day changed the campers' focus. CH's Dana Hutchings joins us now live from City Hall. Dana, what's the latest?
Sophie, 7 hours after the campers were told to leave, they are still here. They say answers from the mayor are not good enough, and the problem of poverty is not going away. Now, it's been a long, cold day for these campers, as you said, but for many here, it's just the beginning of their fight.
As the campers outside City Hall awake this morning, many say they feel a sense of uncertainty. The city had given them until 10 a.m. to vacate the square. The group has been sleeping here since last Friday after their temporary shelter was closed. Today they begin the task of packing up their belongings and cleaning up the area, but they still want to wait to talk to the mayor.
I do appreciate that you guys are cleaning up.
As the mayor addresses the group, he is confronted by Ron Lund, the former shelter operator.
You said that you're afraid to help these people because if you help them, more might come.
Yes.
That kind of sounds like a contradiction. You want to help them, but you don't want to help them. Which one is it?
Well, the problem here is...
Which one is it? Or you want to help them or you don't want to help them?
Well, definitely we...
You want to help them? Oh, well, and maybe more come. Are you afraid of that?
I am not going to be opening the city for the rest of the homeless to come here because it's not my problem, right?
Lund and the campers say they are not satisfied with the mayor's response. They say he is ignoring the problem.
He doesn't want to help the poor because he's afraid more will come. I'm just so frustrated with him. It just makes me really angry. He makes them sleep out in the cold there. The shelters are full of complete denial. He's lost his privilege to be mayor as far as I'm concerned.
Ron has his ways of doing things, and if he wants to get mad at me for trying to ensure that we're following our bylaws, then it's his right. I have to do what I have to do.
By this afternoon, the campers decide to defy the city's order. They are re-establishing their camp at City Hall, and campers say they will stay in defiance of the mayor.
I think this will continue to be a peaceful protest. People sleeping here and just us being a community doing our regular day-to-day things. Working on finding space, researching bylaws, just working together, trying to find solutions to this problem.
Dana, how is the city responding to the events of today?
Sophie, I talked to Ron Woodland from City Hall earlier today, and he says they have already began to gather evidence. Earlier when I was here, I saw one city official taking pictures of this site. Woodland says they do plan to go ahead with a court injunction to get these people out, and that may happen as early as tomorrow afternoon. We'll be here following this story and have more for you tonight on CH News at 6.
All right, we'll look for your report then. Thanks, Dana. Well, the presence of street people in downtown Victoria certainly provoked strong reactions from most capital city residents. We went to the streets of downtown Victoria this afternoon, asking people what they think about the City Hall campers. Here are some of the responses.
You know, it pisses me off. You see children on the street, homeless, starving to death, trying to get a buck or two. They should not be living that way. That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace to society.
I don't know. There has to be an answer somewhere. Get an old barn or something for them.
I think the government should have housing for them. I don't think it's fair that they should have to go and sit in front of City Hall.
Perhaps some programs to ferret out some of their talents, and maybe they can move forward from there, but just sitting there isn't going to help.
I don't think they chose to be there. It's just the way that they've been dealt the cards. And so it's up to us to try to work with them to find a solution.
One side says to me, I feel sorry and regrettable that the situation that they're in. On the other hand, I don't think that they necessarily, are there certain things that they do that perhaps doesn't help their cause or their situation, so.
A 25-year-old man has been...
After 5 days of camping in Centennial Square, a group of approximately 30 youth facing an eviction order from the city clashed with police this morning.
Why are they doing that?
She had complained about some overtly sexual remarks that were being made to her by an individual. Decision. Our members were very rapidly surrounded by a number of people who were obviously highly agitated at what had taken place. The decision was made to arrest this particular individual. I think our members were very rapidly surrounded by a number of people who were obviously highly agitated at what had taken place. There was at least some degree of physical confrontation, and I'd hope that.
What's the city stance now? Because they're not leaving. What's going to happen?
Well, we've done what we can with trying to ask them politely to leave. Since that's not happening, we will have to apply for a court injunction to ensure that they will leave. There are shelters available. We have found beds for them. They do not want to comply with, rules. I'm sorry, but we cannot help anymore.
You're not concerned about being arrested?
No, I'm not at all. It's a roof over my head and a meal in the morning. That's all I can think about it now, because they're giving me no options. We're just trying to keep our rights intact, and it seems at every step of the way they're being challenged.
The 10 o'clock deadline has come and gone, and these campers say that they have no plans on leaving the grounds of City Hall anytime soon.
And they took action.
To arrest this particular individual. I think our members were very rapidly surrounded by a number of people who were obviously highly agitated at what had taken place.